Sadly, there are some things out there that you might love that should never ever be introduced to each other, like your girlfriend and your other girlfriend. But lucky for us, some things are just there waiting for the perfect introduction, and I'm talking about the minor pentatonic scale and chords that you already know that are really easy to play. So today we're going to be rocking out the Telecaster in the official key of 2020. The people have voted, and the key of 2020 is D. So basically we're going to do stuff that's going to sound kind of like this. Okay, so really actually simple. Again, you can do this at whatever speed that you want, but we're starting with the D major chord, okay? Now, you first learn D like this, and we're gonna talk more about the open chord voicings of what you can do later on in this video, but I wanna start it with movable shapes that anybody can do in any key, even though, like I said, D is gonna be the official key of 2020 thus far. So you might know an A string rooted D bar chord is this right here. The 5th fret on the A string is a D note. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. So everything is going to be kind of related to this right here. Now to make a full D major chord, any combination of D, F sharp, and A really common one is this, where you bar the 5th fret, get your ring finger on the 7th fret, D, G, and B string. Now you don't have to get the high string if you don't want. Pro level right there, getting that A on top, but you don't have to, okay? So visually, think of this shape. Even if you can't play it where you get both fingers fully barred down, think of this visually, and then come to here. Just the D, G, and B strings, kind of like maybe like an A major shape, but right here, okay? So this is gonna be our 1 chord, kind of our home chord, all right? So a lot of people know D major chord, that's nothing special, but the minor pentatonic shape that goes with D major happens to be B minor pentatonic, okay? And now when we have our pointer finger here on the bottom of this shape, this lines up perfectly with the low E strings rooted B minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so any of these notes are gonna be fair game to play over in conjunction with the D major chord or any of the other chords in the key of D, okay? So just because we're thinking of it as the B minor pentatonic shape, and again, a lot of people will be like, well, you're just playing D major pentatonic. Well, you know what? A lot of people learn the minor pentatonic position first, and we're just using kind of a shape-based learning approach from this shape, this form, and then adding it to this chord. So yeah, you're right, it is kind of D major pentatonic, but we're combining, we're introducing different shapes to each other. So, once we do this, we can see that the D major chord is actually just hidden inside the shape. Now once we can do that, let's talk about all the notes, all the strings where B minor pentatonic, and again, that whole form is just 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 10. So let's focus on all the ones that are 7 to 9, right? So the A string, the D string, and the G string, okay? So once we get into there, any of those notes are really easy access. You can do a lot of cool ham-rounds, a lot of double stops like I'm doing there where I'm playing maybe, I'm gonna play both the D and the G string, and then just hammer on the D string 2 frets, and then maybe the next time, I'm gonna hammer on the G string. I can always get any of the 7th fret notes here on any string, okay? I think it sounds really cool if you maybe hammer on the D string, and then go higher, like through the string set, so like a D chord. And then we're gonna introduce some other shapes, which are other chords in the key of D, all right? So there's only 3 major chords technically in the key of D major. We have D major, G major, and A major. D is the 1 chord, G is the 4 chord, A is the 5 chord. So the way we're gonna start to practice this is we're gonna take this form of the 1 chord, riff on that minor pentatonic, and then jump to the 4 chord to the 5 chord. And then we're gonna recreate all of this in open position, all right? By the way, me and my buddy Justin did a whole class on this, which I'm making half off for the next few days, so make sure you click the link below because, again, it really goes in depth into all of this shape stuff and it helps us out, right? So there's our D major chord. We're gonna kind of do a little riff here. I'm I'm gonna end, again, this isn't about doing this particular riff, it's more about making your own up once you kind of see how it works. But for this one in particular, I'm gonna end with my ring finger on the D string, which is the 9th fret, and I'm gonna drag that back to the G, and then go to the A, okay? I think that's kind of a cool sound on guitar specifically, where you drag one note into another position. It kind of creates a glue that isn't like, you know, D, G, A. It kind of takes some of that broken sound away, so you always kind of have some action going on. D, G, A. Then you can do all the cool little tricks that we've talked about in other videos. That one in particular is just taking an A major, hammer-on. A lot of these are double stop hammer-ons. That's going to be the sound of 2020. Yeah? The beautiful, soothing sound of 2020, fighting off World War III. That's the power of double stops, people. Okay, so the main thing to take away from this is the major chord is really part of the form of the minor pentatonic position, right? Once we hit that, we can do a lot of cool pentatonic stuff. You probably already know a few pentatonic licks. This is a great one real quick. Because you can't really use the pentatonic scale to its full potential without sliding into the next position. So what we're gonna do here, D string to G string, hammer, hammer, slide another 2 frets on the G string. So now I'm on the 11th fret with my ring finger. That lines my middle finger up with the B string. 10th fret, back. That kind of sliding lick is really the definition of what a pentatonic lick is to me. So we're gonna hit the D, to G, A, back to D, to G, A. So again, we can do this in any key. The nice thing is, if we want to fast forward to 2020, 2022, where the key will be the key of E, we just go here, key of E. And that also is really a great way, kind of an ancillary benefit, is when you kind of start to make these connections from, all right, here's the 1 chord to the 4 chord to the 5 chord. In any key, now if we're in E, here's the 1 chord to the 4 chord to the 5 chord. You might not even know that in E, you know, E is the 1 chord, A is the 4 chord, B is the 5 chord, but this stuff is really all gonna help you glue a lot of that together, right? So now I also said we're gonna talk about open chord shapes and how we can use the same thing, okay? So if you're kind of scared away for bar chords, or maybe you're more of an acoustic player and bar chords are even more difficult, we can always do the open position version of D major to A, G, or G to A, like I was doing earlier. So D, G, A. We can still think of B minor pentatonic, and let's just take the first octave of it in that minor pentatonic note run, where we have the 2nd fret on the A string is the B. So the beginning of this shape right here is going to be same here. 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, 4. So when you're playing around D, G, A, always know that those notes can be used to kind of supplement any single one of those chords, right? D. I'm just taking these notes right here and then just connecting the dots and then going to the open chords, all right? So that's why, even though like the key of D is great because most of the chords, specifically the open chords, are going to be open chords. The major chords are going to be open chords is what I meant to say. D, G, A. We can still kind of use some of these tricks to play in this area, but a lot of this is talking about getting up here okay, and then just kind of rocking it out like that. Now you can also get to this spot for many of these other chords in the key of D. All right, so let's just go through the 6 main chords in the key of D real quick, because again, since it is the official key of 2020, we're going to be talking about these a lot. We've got D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, and B minor. Okay, so the ones we haven't talked about yet, I might do another video on just kind of stuff you can do just playing around in the key of D. Well, let's take that those minor chords. Specifically, let's talk about E minor and F sharp minor in the same spot, okay? Now, that same bar chord shape that we used for the G and the A, we can use rooted on the A string for the 2 and the 3 chord in the key of D, all right? E minor and F sharp minor. So, if we're here, that's really a very natural transition to start playing this D major chord right here to go right to the next 2 minor chords, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to 1. Now, 1. We haven't talked about the 7 chord because I know people are gonna give me a hard time. You know what I mean? Oh, the six main chords in the key of D. What about C sharp minor 7 flat 5? You know what? Slow your roll. This is like a 10-15 minute video. What do you want? What more do you possibly want from me at this point? Come on. But yeah, there is another chord in there that actually is pretty tasty. It is C sharp minor 7 flat 5 into D. By the way, for those of you who have followed this channel for a while, notice that I haven't played a D major 7 this entire video. You're welcome, just to try to vary some of the content up here. But yeah, in summation, D major chord. When you think of a D major chord, get out of this idea of being like, either here or here. Get right to this spot, because this is the tastiest spot to play D major, or any major 1 chord on a guitar, specifically an awesome tele like this. I really think I'm becoming like a Telecaster player. I never thought I was, but the more I play it, oh, it's so good, right? So, get to that tasty D. Major chords, or the minor chords. C sharp minor 7 flat 5, if you're picky. So, thanks for checking it out. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section. Instagram, Twitter, the website, take the masterclass, get yourself a Telecaster, and let's just make 2020 rockin'. See you guys later.